Yeah,
yeah, perfect. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, Louise, if you want to introduce yourself, your farm here, your cows, size, enterprise, the whole lot.
Yeah, so my name is Louise Crowley, and we're a farmer here in Croom, County Limerick. We're milking 200 cows, spring calving, Dad and myself here, so try and keep the process as simple as possible but as efficient as possible. And it's pretty straightforward, just get as much grass into cows as possible and utilise it as best as we can.
Very good. And when it comes to grass measuring, what's any history in the farm? Have you been doing it for years? Are you brand new to it?
Yeah, I've been doing it for years, so would have originally learnt about it in Ag College and was cutting and weighing and doing all that bits. And it was just taking an awful lot of time to get around a large farm. So I looked into plate meters, so I got one back in 2018. And now...
For grass.
Oh, it's the worst year. I think I jinxed myself buying a plate meter that year, but I could have sold her as barely used. But I used it and liked that method of weighing grass, and it made it a lot more easier to get out every week here, more enticing. But I'm at the position now where I need to improve on that system now, and we need to upgrade.
Super. Right. Okay. So look, if you, that's what the first step from this video's point of view is that on the unboxing, we put it together and we show you how to use it in basic terms. So, just to open your box. Start that in a second. So, what comes in the box is we do close up.
Yeah.
So what comes in the box is your top handle, your bottom handle, your Grasshopper unit itself, charging cable, and a quick start guide. So, well, I had a pin knife all along. There it is. So,
That works.
Snips a pin knife, you know, be specific. Okay. There's not much to putting it together. Yeah. Perfect. So that slides down the top pole. So that marries the top and bottom pole together.
So it's sweet and then you throw a wire off.
Yeah, yeah. I call back
All
the
jam,
days.
all jam.
I call back the days you had to write everything. Right, and there goes on the bottom. So you just line up these four leads, and once they're lined up, then you turn it, twist it. Realistically, unless you're kind of going from farm to farm, you probably won't disassemble it again.
Right,
And
okay.
but if you were going, say if you're throwing the back of the Jeep, or you get away with the quad, you kind of let the plate overhang the rack.
Yes.
But if you put it into the Jeep with the car, just take off the plate. Because normally you could, the only time it gets broken really is if you can pull it out of the van or the car.
That's handy, because I can't do that with the current one I have,
Right.
and we do have an out farm.
And you see, you
So-
know the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose from time to time as well, we do get asking people, say, if they want to do grass measuring for local farmers and stuff like that, but with your whole system, that can be done as well,
A
can't
big
it?
part of our market would be contractors. You know,
Yeah.
generally young people still in college or school, and you know. Right. You've set up your farm, you've done screen record. Next thing to do is connect these and pair them. Pairing is very handy. Give it a push down, give it a few seconds. The red light comes on first. That means that it's turned on. Solid red light means it's looking for GPS. When it starts flashing green, that means it's got GPS. And when it's starting up in a new site, it could take 3, 4, 5 minutes for it to get GPS.
Yeah.
And look, GPS, especially in these conditions and walls and stuff like that, isn't hectic, but that's not important.
And I suppose to say that unit as well, waterproof and all that.
It's shower proof. I don't want to say it's definitely not submersible, but like,
within reason.
Within reason, treat it like you treat your phone.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people.
Yeah.
Seems very fair, you know.
Yeah.
And any bit of gear, like that, you know, any electronic gear, you kind of have to. If you treat it the same level as your phone, you'll have it for years. No fear.
Yeah.
Right. If you on the app here, you just press connect to Grasshopper on the bottom. And now, and that'll go green. You might have it again. Yeah. And that'll go green in a second. Yep.
Yeah.
You're started. Okay. You have no choice. You have to go mapping first. You need to have a paddock to do a measure. So yeah, that's effectively set up.
How easy it is to set it up
Yeah.
from start to finish.
It's really easy, yeah.
Like really taking your time there.
minutes.
Yeah, it took us a few minutes and we dragged it out.
We did, like.
Yeah, sure. Then we're ready to go to the paddock, I think.
Yeah, and I suppose another
Yeah,
thing
go
to
ahead.
mention with this is you have 2 years warranty as well with this, but anything after that we won't see you around,
Absolutely.
whether for parts, questions, backup,
Support,
it's
yeah.
always there. So that's something to
That's
keep in mind
great,
as well.
because like anything we ever buy or we're looking into,
Yeah.
it's the backup service
Yeah.
that really sells a product.
Yeah.
It is, and look, we love backup is a very important part of the product development cycle as well, because it's farmers' feedback. Everything you see there was because a farmer suggested it.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Yeah.
You know, this wasn't. It didn't grow over the ground as it is. You know,
Yeah.
it took it, and feedback is great.
Tweaks and stuff along the
It
way, I'd
is.
imagine, from where you started a couple of years ago.
Yeah, 2015. The first launch 2015 is the Moore Park Open Day, and then Ploughing 15 they're genuinely for sale, and then yeah, sure, they kind of
Took off from there. Like
Yeah.
we've a lot of them sold in the last, so since we're in business over 3 years.
yeah, you're good.
There's a nice chunk of them after being shipped, I suppose, nationwide and to the UK as well. So yeah, we ship nationwide and straight off to the UK. If you have any questions on this, you can give us a call.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Right. Okay. Out to the paddock.
out to the paddock.
Very good. Okay, so how's 2024 spring gone for you so far?
Sure, like everyone else, it's been difficult. You know,
Right.
I think everyone in some form or shape has had challenges, like, you know.
Absolutely. Grass-wise, did they see any bite until a few weeks ago? Did you get a couple of days out in the spring, or how did it go for you?
I did, so we would generally start calving about last week of January.
Cool.
We would very much usually be out grazing from 1st of February type of farm.
Right. Yeah, you're in the country first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, we have high ground. It does, you know, stand to us usually in the springtime. So they were out by day for a couple of hours, maybe for the first 2 weeks. It was kind of hit and miss.
February.
Of February, yeah.
Fair play. 'Cause not many people got out that time.
No, not a lot. And I would have seen, you know, even up the top of the farm, none of the neighbours were out. Probably drove them a bit mad now. But look, it was very short-lived. And while they were out that time, it was only the start of calving. It was maybe 20, 30 cows.
Yeah, no,
You
small
know,
numbers.
so like we struggled to kind of get through covers. Covers got ahead of us then because they were pretty much housed. Just got the odd graze, maybe they got 4 hours every 3 days.
A lot.
You know,
Yeah.
but
It's
it's
the way it
just
came. It's just
yeah.
the way the spring came.
we just had to take chances when we got them. Kind of progressed then. I suppose we got half the farm graze kind of in a first rotation.
Okay.
And then we grazed that half again in a second rotation because they had been housed for 3 weeks. So we're only now finishing our first rotation, and it's nearly the end of April.
What
Look,
is it? 21st of April today, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very challenging.
it is, but sure, look, that's just the way the year has come. There's nothing we can do about weather. Just have to try and
Grin and bear.
Yeah.
So, looking at your, say, first cut silage now and your second rotation, what's your silage plans? Is it going to be a lot of the farm going to be mowed in the first cut?
yeah, so on the milking platform around here, there's about 13 acres that is stocked for a first cut.
Okay.
So look, it was only shut there
Yeah.
last week. It was on the higher side of the farm, so we just had to keep grazing it. Normally, if you only get one grazing, it will be closed early on, but
Right.
look, so will be the year. The out farm then, there's about 72 acres there. That's all closed for first cut. We were in two minds whether we should just take it out now,
Okay.
because there was a bit of cover on it, and there was 2 fields that were meant to be for third cut last year
They got rolled over.
that couldn't get into them.
Yeah.
But look, we said we'd put not a full amount, we'd shake some fertilizer on it, put out 60 units, and we'll aim to bring it in third week of May, when we generally would go for a first cut. So
It'll be back a bit, but
it will,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
whatever's in it is in it. We'll bring it in, it'll go into the pit, and we'll push on then and aim for a right good second cut, get fertilizer and slurry and all that
all the
out
good
there.
things out quick. Yeah.
Yeah, but the milking platform, it's going to be difficult, I'd say, to just rectify the problems from the spring.
If you were to say what problems there is it the poaching? Was there much damage done? Do you think you're receding ahead of you due to the spring, or do you think you negotiated okay through it?
I don't think we'll have to recede. I could have probably chanced some of the lower fields, but I knew if I went in there was a possibility of that.
Yeah.
And I did have silage in the yard, so I made that call just to keep them in and not to push them on that ground. There was a bit of damage on the higher ground, but it wasn't damaged the second time round.
Great.
So I think it'll be all right.
Super.
I think the biggest challenge or problem to fix now is going to be just grass quality.
Okay.
Especially like the paddocks are grazing now, which is technically the end of the first rotation. You know, they're not happy grazing them. They don't want it. It was waterlogged for so many months. So I think just to get the butt out of it and get good quality, I'm going to have to schedule. They'll all have to come out sometime or another.
Early enough if you can get it back into action.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Look, it seems like the most sensible way to negotiate what you've been given.
Are the same,
Right.
and then they'll marry up. And when you do your first upload, all the areas in PastureBase will be corrected to the right areas, the grasshopper map,
Oh, perfect.
and your first couple will be going up as well with your graze data if there is one. But it's just very important to make sure that they are exactly the same, because PastureBase will, just the way the computers work, they just see a name is a name. There's no forgiveness.
Okay, that's perfect.
Okay, so to take your first point or your origin point, we recommend picking your corner and going into it. So that one there is ideal. This is a very easy time to measure, to map because of the post. So what I'd recommend is to put it up on top of the post for two reasons: to get the most accurate area, and the higher the grasshopper is, the better the GPS signal and more accurate and all the rest. So then, just to take your point, you give a press down, and you see the first point is in here. That's your origin point now. Stop, because when we go around here, it's going to constantly draw back to here. So when you're in a straight line back to where you started, you can stop and your map is finished. So the trick in that is, when you're mapping paddocks, if you start at the end of the longest straight, when you map around, you don't need to walk the longest straight because it'll finish off.
Alright, okay.
Yeah. Kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So when you're picking your next point now, you're look up the wire or the fence in this case, and the next place is angle change, which is right there.
Yeah.
Alright, wait for 5 seconds. And press it down from the top. Perfect. We'll give
Another one?
Yep. You got it? Training finished. I like that now. You see where it's actually kind of big in the boat.
Yeah.
Kind of a continuous curve that you
You're going around the bottom.
here you can do every one. You know what size the paddock is?
I don't know.
Just when it comes to you map the whole car now with the GPS, people generally do. There's no exclusions in here. Yeah, we'll do measurements right here.
Yeah.
And there's actually grass in here. So yeah, if you back out to the home screen and then we'll measure. Start. Measuring.
Okay.
Continue. Take that. And away with you. allocation wise. So Louise, that's brilliant. So you mapped and you measured this paddock here, and we've got a cover of 1500. We off faked it a bit, so we had some grass to do an allocation.
Yeah.
So you can just press done, and no for the moment, and it brings you back to your home screen. So once again, if you select your screen recording.
Yeah.
Perfect. If you select the map then, and select the paddock we're in, and you go on to allocate. Okay, so you have a cover of 592. If we go to herd settings, you can put it, we'll drop the stock number down to 25 cows. We'll put them in here for 12 hours, that's the residency time, how long they're going to be in for. And then we have allocation. I'll show you Grassland Tools in a minute, but in Grassland Tools we have a calculation, a demand calculator. So you put in average litres, fat and protein, the distance that they're walking, where they are in gestation, and it'll give you their demand in maintenance and production. So
Okay.
then you minus your concentrate from that, and the rest should be grass.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So generally, what we'd say is 17 for mid-season for your average cow would be kind of in your own ballpark area. So if we just stick with 17 for this exercise, and you press save, it says up there now your demand is 230 grams.
Right.
You can say show me on map. Yeah, show me on map. So that line is going to jump into where we are. And we demand is 230. So we go auto placement. I think the map. We put a line where 200 kilos of dry matter. That yellow dot, if we walk over now, and the grasshopper is in theory is at home. You know, you left this at home, it's just your phone and use it.
Okay.
So what we do is just turn this off and kind of get it out of the equation. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, put that aside. And then after that, your yellow dot there, we want to get that on top of the red. And then that's where you'll be hooking on your reel. And you'll be walking along the line over to your blue dot, up there on the other side of your reel, and then you know you have 212 kilos on this side of the wire. That's enough for your 25 cows and 17 kilos a day for 12 hours.
That is so handy.
It is quite, you who really use it is robot people with robots, because you have 3 allocations a day to make, and you don't have the luxury of a gate handle. You have to have allocations right for
Yes.
cow flow will go wrong.
No, because like I would be kind of doing something similar to that when I would be doing strip wires.
Yep.
What I'm
You go to
manually,
3 apps.
yes.
Yeah, there's 3 apps
And
involved.
I have like a measure map then afterwards
Yeah.
where I've worked out how many kind of whatever acres or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find it in the field myself. So this is
It takes it all. We can't see out 3 apps there. It could have been done absolutely in the past, but it's in one place. For farm planning, then, say for example, you want to divide a field into 3. So you map the whole field, and then you change it from kilograms of dry matter to area. So then you could be dividing it up into accurate areas, you know. And what a lot of people are doing now, they can be effectively having virtual paddocks. So you know what I mean? Big paddocks, no wires.
yes.
But there's temporary wires up until there's fertilizer.
Well,
silage to do.
that would suit me now because we have one silage field here, so there's 13 acres in it.
Yeah.
And trying to judge how to
Can't
divide
manage
it up.
13 acres.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, on the shoulders when it might be in play here.
Mm.
You know, you can't manage 13 acres. So what you do is kind of break it into units that are kind of similar to the other size of your paddocks. So they're similar size, so you can manage them. There's no physical wire. There's just a virtual fence.
Yeah, that'd be handy because it's not a square field.
It's even harder again.
A very misshapen field,
Yeah.
like so you can't even just look at it and say I'm gone in a straight line.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And sometimes you can get away with, right, you can feed posts. You know?
Yes.
It doesn't work in a non-square field.
No.
Brilliant. Yeah. Is there anything else there that's worth talking about? Look, the Grassland Tools version of it is a nice step on. So if you want multi-day allocations, you have to go to Grassland Tools app. So
Okay.
you put in your demand, you put in your cow numbers, your demand per day that you calculate through the calculator, and it'll tell you then based on the field and its area and its last cover how many grazings there is, and then you set your grazings, say 1 to 5 grazings, and they're stored on the map, and then you can go up and set up all your wires. Or you can send someone else off to set up all your wires.
That's great.
It's supposed to be labour saving and kind of have confidence to send people out. You know, they really can't get lost. They're being guided to where to put up the wires. So
Yeah.
you know, it's pretty.
Well, anything that just makes it more efficient and you're more confident in it, because like I am doing those things, but it's knowing am I right and judging where I'm going.
Spot on. Yeah.
You know, because I do, especially when it comes to kind of weekends. If we are you know, gone back to strip grazing or whatever,
Yeah.
and one person isn't here, it's nice to have them all set up on a Friday to carry you till Monday morning.
And that's what it does. And with going back to the whiteboard, what we used to do years ago was draw the allocations onto the whiteboard and right next to them when the wire was to be dropped or when the cow was supposed to go in there. So you know, it's very simple for people to figure out. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else is there really.
That's great. And I love a whiteboard anyway. Like I have them in the milking parlour for just so people can walk in and know what's going on with the cows. My calf sheds are full of whiteboards, so it makes sense to have a grass whiteboard. Like.
It does. You're spot on. Your fertiliser applications. If you're in a hurry, you know, you can just mark them onto the board. If someone else is doing it on the farm that mightn't be great at putting it into a database or into PastureBase or something, they can just write it on the whiteboard. You can come along later.
Yeah, and because currently, like Dad's out spreading today now.
Yeah.
He writes it in his notebook. And then I have to get the notebook and then update it. So at least if it was just marked on the board or whatever.
Yeah, another place.
Notebooks get lost.
No, they do. This is screwed to the wall for the moment anyway.
Yeah.
Brilliant, Louise. Do you have any questions?
I honestly don't. I think you have everything covered. It's very straightforward.
We're at an oil too. we're fairly good idea what we're at now, thankfully. Look, we're always at the end of the phone. We're very responsive on WhatsApp, particularly. It's great for our kind of service. You know, it suits us because we can send. We have a screen recorder. We have a video for almost everything, and that's kind of how we do service. There's 2 years warranty included in everything, so you have confidence.
That's great.
And use it. That's always what we say to people. You know, it'll pay for itself back in no time at all. But look, as well, there is the TAMS grant is. Especially in TAMS 3, it's got a big jump in its value. So, you know, it's a very, very attractive looking grant. And if you're lucky enough to qualify for the 60, even better. You know, so,
no, it's definitely like I would have done a lot of grass measuring, and I suppose transitioning to the old plate meter was kind of a jump from cutting and weighing, whatever. And like you were saying earlier, you know, there's the New Zealand system and the formulas, and I struggled to get my head around that with the old plate meter. There was a bit of figuring out.
There's lots though.
Like this is a lot more straightforward, and you know, it's just all there in the app. It's really easy to actually get your head around it.
And look, we're always doing updates. Fertilizer application inputs now will be our next thing. Like on Grassland Tools, on our online database, we have soil fertility maps, and you can edit yourself and put in your own soil results. So it'll come with a year's free Grassland Tools subscription. So go in and take a look.
Okay.
It's in the box. So take a look.
Yeah.
Do a couple of grass walks so there's something up there to see, and then take a look and see. You know, mess away with it.
Cool.
Brilliant. Look, appreciate you having us here today, and hospitality and all the rest. But yeah, don't be a stranger.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Thanks for coming up and showing me the rundown of it. It's nice to learn something new.
Brilliant.
So thanks to Louise for having us out here today, and Diarmaid for coming out and giving us I suppose a full lowdown on I suppose how to use it, the benefits of it, I suppose for your strip grazing and everything like that. So if you have any questions on it, give us a shout, or you can contact Diarmaid and he'll be able to help you out. And another little thing, we're doing a special offer at the minute, so if you buy a Grasshopper, you're getting the whiteboard free. That's normally €200, so it's a saving for the farmer. So yeah, thanks for watching.